It's doing a good job. Like, I've used many apps that are like not made by big people.
Why the stick?
Oh, I was using it as like a.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not the antenna. Though it's working for it. No! No!
What did you expect to happen?
Why?
Are you
The
joking?
spoken word! The written word!
Ray Bradbury.
Yay, bonfires.
Well, now it's gonna float away and be a real problem.
Burning book.
Yeah, we kind of wanted that to, yeah.
Hopefully not float away.
Thank you.
The Radbury estate.
Missed that whole
Well,
book.
I
man.
only wanted to use a little bit of the pages to start the fire, and then
And you put it right next to the bonfire.
I thought whoever started making a fire gigantic would
I thought you were
see.
being ironic.
I'm already mad at
If
Steve.
I left a baby
I'm
there,
already-
would you
I'm-
just fucking...
I'm already mad at Steve. I'm done. We're starting the show. Fuck it. God damn it. God damn him. No, not that one. Not this one. Yeah. You feeling good? Feeling good? This,
There's no playback.
I love that I start the podcast with a video explaining the catastrophe fucking travesty that is anything I try to ever do in life. How it's just a
like,
mess.
I
And then
still
the
can't wrap
podcast
my
starts
head
as a
around,
mess.
Like, what did you think would happen?
It wasn't part of my job description at that point. I got the fire started, and then I was on move wood duty, and then I was on introduction to everyone, bitch, and Steve had taken over the fire. I was no longer at all concerned with anything fire related. That's all I have to say to defend myself. Okay, it doesn't matter. At least it wasn't
You
one of
know,
you kids that I left on the
you-
fire pit. Okay, and all of a sudden PetVet was on fire and burning, and everyone's like, "What did you do? Why did you leave it? Why?"
You know what goes good with a fire? A nice warm toasty book. I'm gonna set it here
'cause
for a few minutes.
I got there to the bonfire and I saw the book on the edge and I already knew what was about to happen.
But you didn't help out. Okay, so
I
fucking
didn't know if you I didn't
And
know what your
this
fucking goal was for that.
is
like
how we
I
got
didn't know what
Nazis.
your game plan was. I didn't want to fuck with something if it wasn't supposed to fuck with it.
I just thought I'd let
Sorry.
it burn the whole house down. Just the whole beach was on fire. But they didn't come for me, so I didn't do anything. Terrible. If you haven't noticed already, guys, we're here with the special episode of DKG Welp, where we kind of are cutting protocol to just kind of talk about TwitchCon and Halloween, as shown by 1/4 of us here, dressed up as Somber Mane. One pet vet.
That's better than Juggalos.
I didn't say Juggalo, you did.
It's better than Juggalos.
Actually, not dressed up for Halloween is what pet vet here today, just after a good old cry. Representing what we all feel like after a convention. You've had it before too.
I'm dressed up this year. I'm going as post-con depression.
Yeah.
It's really scary. It's
It
the
is-
scariest thing I could think of.
It's hard. It's hard. There's no way to inform a person any more than we already do about what it's like when you really do get to meet all your fucking favorite people that you normally don't ever get to see all in one fucking whirlwind of a weekend, and then you have to leave it all, and it sucks. It sucks, and it sucks
It
the
hits
second
before
time.
you leave too. It
Yeah.
hits
Yeah.
like the Sunday of, and then you can't
Yeah.
enjoy the Sunday because you know,
Yeah.
like, oh man, I'm gonna have to leave all these
Yeah.
people.
As
That.
my warning that started
Exactly.
before it was very much like, because like pet vet's like, don't worry, dude, you don't have to rush things. We've got a whole weekend, and I'm like, bitch, this shit goes quick. Because what happens that day before the final day, you're like, you just like you can actually just count the hours. You're like, nope. Then they're gone. No, like I have no time.
No, it was like I know you guys had did things before the first TwitchCon, but it was still fun for the couple people that had like the last TwitchCon was like their first kind of big meet and greet with everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, we have so much time, and like the people who have been to conventions are just like, stupid bitch. I'll see you in 2 days.
Yeah. See where you're running around going, I never got to hug blah blah blah. I never got to blah 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 blah. Yeah.
They hate me now. They think I don't like them.
It's good times.
Thank you.
But anyways, yeah, we just, I mean, we got back last week, but it was, I think I was the only one that actually got home in time for this podcast, so we just kind of skipped out on it because everyone was still at the con and enjoying themselves and everything. But yeah, we did a thing. The main event is where I think we'll start off with everything, I guess, is the bonfire, where you just saw a video from. I think highly successful given the circumstances that fucking California is anti anyone having fun anywhere, doing anything ever, entirely in the world of California.
Also, especially with that recreation you did of a book burning from the 1940s, like that was great.
Genuinely, though, I mean, whatever. I don't even want to explain it.
Next time we put crosses on black people's lawns.
That's a jump.
Right.
That's a jump. You're taking you're taking a little leap.
It's all in the family.
You're using your black privilege to take a leap.
Don't ever say the words black privilege ever again.
I wanted to test the water, see if I get away with it. I just needed to know. I had to gauge the
No.
faces of everybody. 1 to
Yellow
10.
cards for both of you.
Look, I made that joke and I kept moving. You know what I mean?
I'm bringing it
Roll and
back.
Stop, dog. Roll and stop.
You did have to.
I didn't see the stop sign. I don't know there's a stop sign. You know what I mean?
You know, that's one of the first things you ever said on anything that I ever produced or created.
What?
I'll take you back fucking on a journey right now. I barely knew of you, but we had talked a couple times, and you would come to play on the Minecraft server, and you built a burning cross.
Oh.
Oh,
yes.
hold on. I didn't build the fucking burning.
Okay.
cross. I built a cross. And then fucking Drew and Shadow Guy fucking turned it into a burning cross.
All I know is in my server that I was using to produce content with, quote unquote, like I knew what the fuck that meant back then. I walked by what was labeled very obviously as King Kaz's house, and there was a place you could stand, and then a burning cross would show up in the front lawn. And I was like, I don't know this guy or where this is going to go, but it turns out a couple years I might be doing a podcast with him where he'll bring up a burning cross again. So it worked out in the end for everybody. Holy man. Holy damn. But yeah, we did the bonfire. That's kind of the if we can, we'll do it thing for anything that's near a beach. I don't know. Do people that live inland have bonfires? Is this a thing? Is this a dumb question? Is this
No one's ever heard of an
What you call
inland
it? That's what-
bonfire.
It's what you
That's
call
a
a
myth.
fucking no. So it's not. You don't call it necessarily a bonfire, right? It's we're going down to the lake.
Okay.
That doesn't sound as
And
good.
then you just set shit on fire.
Like I'd like to say that every time there's a TwitchCon, we'll do a DKG bonfire, but like when it's in Vermont or Montana, I'm
Fuck
not.
yeah, dog. We're just gonna go up to the lake. You know what I mean, dog? And we're gonna fucking find some geese, and we're gonna fucking, we're gonna fucking roost some marshes.
It might be easier if it's not
Some
California.
marshes.
You make
That old
s'mores
Vegas
at a lake.
bonfire.
I don't think you're allowed to start fires in Vegas. I think this is bad. They're like, "What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!"
Bonfire on the strip. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Oh Christ!
I don't know. I don't want to start
Right
fires
across from Treasure Island.
fucking lakes because it's usually surrounded by woods, and I feel like some dude is just gonna come out and just be like, "Got a fire?" Like, with that, just the twangiest Southern accent, just be like, "You guys lighting fires out here?"
We had
me a fire.
so we
We were close to that.
I was about to say, yeah, because I keep forgetting that you did miss out. It feels like you were there. But we had it was a state park, technically. You don't eat that. No, God damn it. Kaz picking up food. It just fell out of his dumb
On the
mouth.
it literally landed on the mouse pad, dog.
All right. I'm glad you're eating.
First of all, Kaz was there. We went to the aquarium and had our pictures taken. So who else would have done that besides Kaz?
I don't take pictures. That's probably why they're
all
trying to
But
fire
we
me.
had and I talked about the potential for it not happening. If you were on Twitter or you're around the bonfire, I was stressing out a little bit because got there and learned that there was paid for parking to get in, and then they only allowed people in until 9 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock they had a hard out. And I was like, damn, that's not how we partied last year, but let's try. And there's no other bonfires or anything, so we just said fuck it. We just got it lit as soon as we could, and then started having the bonfire. And there's a point in my head where I was like, if we're on really good behavior with like the dudes that are here, like we're gonna be able to like hang out all night. But they were like, the voice that Kaz was doing was pretty accurate for fucking white boy Ranger coming by into the Ford truck and just being like, y'all being good, right? Y'all not causing any trouble? Okay. Like,
I'd be out at 10.
yeah.
How you doing? I'm Bobby. This is my shotgun Billy, and we just drive up and down here every once in a while. We just check on things. That's
Pretty
how we do it.
accurate.
How you folks doing?
Because I did the responsible, like, attempt at a responsibility thing. Because there's a guy that was, you could see the Ranger truck just driving down the beach from far away, and it was driving at a good speed on the beach like you do. And he started to pull up to our pit, and he slowed it down, and he just started to stroll by, and everybody just stopped talking and just looking at him, and he's just going slower, and he's just out the window just chewing gum like, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, all right, and he just kept on driving. I was like, it wouldn't have been any more cartoon if the man had a large fucking 2-foot wheat fucking thing sticking out of his mouth. Like, oh, it's great. But as expected, 10 o'clock did come, and we were like, sweet, they're gonna let us woo get the fuck out. Like, and I was screaming. I was like, oh shit, because in San Diego, like, they let you stay out there till 2. And usually all the police and people go home at like midnight, but they expect you to have your fire out, clean your shit up, blah, blah, blah. If you start leaving messes, they're going to police it a little bit more. And like our fire was still going, at 10. Yeah. And like we had to like save wood. Steve, he's like, I'm going to use the wood for something else. And we put all the wood back in the truck. And I'm like, do we leave the bonfire? The bonfire's still on. And everyone's like, no, just go, get out. And I was like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, they straight up just shut off the lights on us.
Yeah, the whole beach went dark.
So it's just we were thinking, like it's gonna, like there's the rules and then there's enforcement, and enforcement's gonna lag behind the rules, and like there's only one guy working there. It's gonna take him a while for him to get all the way down to us and kick us out. And then nope, they just shut off the lights.
They just shut off the fucking lights.
What are you gonna do?
Everything went dark, and we were like, oh, okay.
That was a good time.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, you know what? That's good enforcement, I guess. That's
but you want your beaches taken care of.
The next announcement that comes is this, Bobby. I'm telling you to leave. If you ain't leaving,
that's pretty much
what
I
tell you.
Yeah.
Except he wasn't on the beach this time. He was on the road.
He rolled up on the road and just put the lights on, like the high beams on the pit. And we were like, and you just hear a shotgun cock in the background. You're like, yeah, all right, guess we gotta go. That's good times.
Nice having you folks around here.
Make sure you come back.
Be comment if something happened to you.
Rate, comment, and subscribe on Yelp. Chico State Beach. Let's go, guys.
Chico Beach.
Check your beach.
Chico?
I don't know. The Chica Bolsa. Chico Bolsolo. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Chica State Beach.
But yeah, we did all the tropes of our typical bonfire. We had Pet Vet singing a song with Sam. We had fire swords. It was fun.
I ate a bunch of marshmallows. It was really good.
Is that all you ate?
That's the story of all 4 days of your convention. Were you eating?
Sam offered me food like twice, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I got these fucking marshmallows."
God damn it! Don't turn into a mech.
It was really gross.
At least Beck was eating bagels.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, so Mitsula is the motherfucker who brought the entire stock of Walmart's fucking marshmallows to the bonfire. Like he bought them out of
shelf.
Yeah, there was a point where everything ended up in my trunk, and like at some point I was just like, I moved most of it into the car or into the hotel, and then I just left it in my car, and then at the end of the days, I gave it all to Pet and fucking Trish or Trix or whatever her fucking name is. Like, like take all this shit. I don't want it. It's good times though. But yeah, so I just have, I mean, if you guys want to continue on this journey, I have a couple beats that we can hit in regards to,
Oh yeah, so wait, the ones you told me to remind you about were Greg and Kate.
Greg! Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's later. I have that down here.
And the skateboarder.
Those are both later stuff. Okay, cool. So the first night was our first experience with shenanigans. If I recall correctly, right? We did that. Yeah, because Saturday was the boat. Or was
Saturday
Friday?
was the boat.
Did we go
You
from
mean
did we
line?
go from what did we do each night?
Friday night was just bar stuff, and then
Yeah.
And then the night after that we did the same bar.
no, bonfire Thursday night, or bar stuff Friday night,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
boat party Saturday night.
Yep. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah.
So we had our first night of shenanigans, which was it was a situation of only options really. It was Thursday, so all of the bars that were in the area closed at midnight instead of 2, and so we left the bonfire at 10.
Wait, so Sunfun says you guys went to the old doubler, old double
Dubliner,
liner,
yeah.
and then Panda Hacker tipped over a fire hydrant.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, he told me about that.
Yeah, Panda went down pretty hard.
Panda fucking died. Panda died a lot over the weekend.
Yeah. So but we'll start with shenanigans. So the first night with shenanigans has a fun story, just because we went basically to the only bar that we thought that was around that open till 2, and we go there and it's loud as shit. So a lot of people aren't really enjoying it, but we're drinking, we're having fun, whatever, we're doing our stuff, and I had a good time.
Hold on, one person was enjoying it, the DJ, just up there.
He was enjoying it for sure.
By
I had
yourself.
fun.
Yeah.
I spent a stupid amount of money buying drinks for everyone, like you do, because I don't know. I had in my head, I was like, I didn't pay for a plane ticket. Let's use what plane tickets cost on beer. And then I proceeded to do just that. But so from there, we went to another bar at the last half hour, if I recall, right? JVZ
Yeah.
was there. We went and played Jenga somewhere,
Yeah,
wherever that may be. So
I cheated a couple times.
the whole thing about that place, and the only reason it's brought up is that at some point, and I'm sure JVZ will remember it differently, and I was probably an asshole, but the way I remember it was not a bartender, but some kind of like roughly musculared barback
Nobody was working there.
was trying to so we had just got drinks so normal bars 1:30 hits, they're gonna call last call, right? No more drinks, no more food, blah blah blah, last call, and then 2:00 everyone's got to get the fuck out. So last call gets called, we all order drinks. So I'm at a table with at the very least 4 people that we're playing Jenga with, and they're like a sip down, and homeboy comes by to everybody's table and he's like, y'all got to get the fuck out. Everybody's got to get the fuck out. Everyone's got to go.
This was at 1:45.
Yeah.
when you said this.
Not 2:00 is all I'm saying. And I'm like, yo. And everyone's like, oh shit, I'm going to try to drink my drink. And I was like, no. We're going to finish our fucking drinks. And I go into Mama Bear mode and I start getting fucking mad. And this guy tries to get all tough. Like he starts to walk up and he's like, I'm gonna kick you out. I'm going to take you out. And I was like, or here's a story. I'm going to take selfies with you and I'm going to put your shit on Yelp. I'm going to put your shit on blast. Do you want to be the reason?
This story.
Do you want to be the reason why
Okay.
this fucking bar gets some blasts on Yelp? Because I can get every motherfucker in here to write another fucking story on Yelp. Do you want to be Gelato Man? Like, do you want to go down this
No,
road?
it was legitimately Gelato Man levels of anger
Yeah.
from all of us, because it wasn't just us. Like, he was basically walking around the bar screaming, "Get out!"
Yeah.
And like, not just like
He's trying to be
me
intimidating
saying
and
get out. He
shitty.
was like,
Yeah.
"Get out!" And just walking up to all the tables in the front, and yeah, I mean, they were basically saying like, like, we don't want to be here till 5, and it's like, okay, we get that, but your thing says you close at 2.
Yeah.
And like, what are you gonna do? What's the whole point of screaming at us in the back to get out? Because you're still trying to get all the people in the front to get out. And so, yeah, like, even after we finished all of our stuff, we were basically stuck in line behind everybody else trying to get out. So you basically screamed at us to move our asses so that we could go stand in line at the exit. And
I mean,
I mean that didn't speed anything up.
we've everyone that's ever worked at a food place has been like, you know, that customer that walks in at like 11:58 and you want to say, "Nah, man," but you know what? You represent the fucking company and you're gonna take their order graciously. And when I'm ever that guy, which I try not to be, but sometimes I'm with someone that's like, we really need to get a Chipotle burrito, and she's gonna get really mad if we don't get a Chipotle burrito, and it's 10 minutes till Chipotle closes, and we walk in there like assholes. And I sit there and I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, I know you guys got most of the make line clean. Like, what's the easiest thing you can make? Like, I'll try to be the nicest guy in the world. Usually everyone's chill, and then I'm like, 5 fucking stars. This guy's great. This place is awesome. Whatever. This guy was not a good dude. Like, and so I have a series of selfies with this man as he gets progressively angrier. It's so stupid.
Yeah, like Finocri says, it was basically hurry the fuck up and wait, and that was the situation until Petey decided to just barrel his way through the crowd, and that was our way out.
I'm glad it went okay though. I mean, because I could have probably gotten my ass beat by this dude.
Well, because so I was positioning myself in between you and the other bartender that you were screaming at, and like with the specific intention that if Curly charges, he's taking me out first.
It would be the other way around. I'm never gonna start a fight with anybody, but if someone's genuinely like being a dick to my kids, like I'm gonna get angry and I'm gonna be like, we're gonna fucking blow your shit up, dude.
Well, that's the other thing.
That's why, like,
if the other guy started the fight, he would have bowled me over from the back, and that would have looked bad. So
yeah, that's how you do it. You take the injury in the neck.
See, that's why I like that outer balance, right? Of never having to have an issue with me and Curly in the same meat space, right? Because I am 0 to 100 if I've been drinking, right? Like normally I'm super chill, but as soon as shit progresses and we're already mad, I'm like, yo, I'll fucking hit you, dog.
Yeah, I would have had to deal with it.
Oh yeah, so these are my so I was trying to find these because my phone's showing everything sideways and shit. I don't even know how to fucking.
You mean we can't just go to Yelp and find that review you left?
I did no because when it came down to it, we finished our drinks and we left, and we were probably out around 2. Like I don't remember not finishing my drink. I remember like things went okay. Shit, I'm gonna just do this. I haven't done this in live in a while, but window capture. This is dangerous as fuck, but
things were okay until we were looking for your car.
Yeah. Well, that was just me doing. Sadly, unfortunately, not as sober as I could have been. And
driving around with the lights off.
Yeah, and I honestly was so I was trying to be apologetic for that because that was shitty. Like normally I have all these built-in like fucking things I do to myself to make sure that I don't do something like that, and for whatever reason I just thought Time Jumpers Hotel, that's enough to know. And then when we had left the car, I was like, it's right there. And then when we came back and I was like, damn it, I'm too drunk to remember. And I was like, but I know where I looked on this map, and so I started retracing my map steps, and we eventually found it.
Yeah, it was like basically the first turn we made when we got out of the garage, it was the other way, and like we turned left instead of right or something. And and then so we ended up driving all the way around the block. We almost got on the freeway.
Other people are worse. Even not
other people were worse. And at some point, I think 2 cops tried to flag me down to tell me my lights were off, and I ignored both of them. And then, and then that wasn't a problem until I.
So this is Jenga. This is Jenga, Alon. This is Jenga. This is the man. This is Mr. Man right here, right behind us.
This is a picture I saw.
And then this is him fucking starting to get angry. And then this is him calling his friend in. And I'm like, those are drunk eyes, by the way. If you ever see drunk eyes on Curly, those are drunk eyes. But this man, I was going to have to fucking murder because he was fucking being a dick. Like, oh man.
So these are taken in line while we were waiting to get out. Like we had enough time to do that we were just standing still. So that was how idiotic the situation that they forced upon us was.
He was Gelato Man 2.0, and it was hilarious. So we're like, no more there, whatever.
Yeah, Well, no, I mean, Gelato Man got us the fuck out of the.
We were more confused.
threatened lives.
There was no one else to wait in front of. There was just it was a genuine. I mean, if this guy came in and was like, "Holy shit, gas leak," we would have all run the fuck out of the store,
Yeah.
you know. Like, but he came out with
Well, no, because you guys would have been like, bitch, we've heard this one before. Like,
oh, they've cried wolf too many
Fool me
times.
once.
Yeah, damn. So yeah, that was our
I'll
first
take the
night.
gas.
We got in the car with JVZ, graciously drove us home, and we went to the hotel. Right?
Yeah, you guys did. I almost got a ticket on the way back to my friend's house
I don't understand that. So like,
because of said lights.
it was another time that you left the lights off after
Well,
the
I mean, because
flashes.
I didn't even after those two cops flagged me, I didn't have them on properly, but I never noticed because Long Beach is really, really, really well lit apparently, and then so apparently, like as soon as I crossed out of Long Beach, I was on some sort of street, and then Puck drove you guys home, and then
yeah.
and then as soon as I got to the dark areas of that whole city, that like right when I crossed over, I basically crossed one stoplight and cop pulls me over immediately and chastises me for not having the lights on. And as soon as I told him it was a rental car, he was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't know how any of this works. What do you want me to do? Like,
Well, and then he reached in there and tried to turn them on. He's like, well, how do you set this to auto? And I was like, I don't know, man.
it's in an iPhone app. I'm sure you got to fucking you got to decode it first. And
You got an iPhone 7 because this only works with the 7, dude. I only have a 6. What am I supposed to do?
but yeah, so night one success. I don't know. I guess Pet Vet we dropped off at home and with Pet Bro,
Yeah.
and the kids ate candy
I
and
went
passed out.
to bed because I'm a minor. Womp womp.
So I tried to go to bed in a room full of gentlemen. This was for those that have stayed in hotels with us before. This was the Sunbun, Petey, Reverend Puck, me room, which I think some people are having nightmares at this point.
God, I almost.
Hold
I
on.
almost stayed in
Here's
bed
the
for
thing, right? Here's the thing. I would have also been in that room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It would have fucking sucked.
So
And
normally,
I'm like, I was already like, I'm gonna sleep in the hallway. If I go, I'm sleeping in the fucking hallway.
well, so days in, fun fact, there
where?
was no hallways.
Yeah. That's the other
Yeah.
thing.
It was the smallest hotel room, but whatever. It was fine.
Oh, was it not the Orleans?
No, it was not. It was not a snooty living room, then entertainment area, and then bathroom. Oh, and then the walkway to the bathroom. It was none of that shit. But that being said, so normally I'm just telling my stories as much as I can because it's on my show. Normally I'm perfectly fine with the bathtubs, and this bathtub had a curved side to it, which is my only requirement. Is it's got the curvature to it. So I took some pillows, I threw them in there, and I was like, good to go. This bathroom did not get any ventilation from the air conditioning, and it was. By the way, if no one remembers, this is the hottest fucking goddamn weekend.
Oh, look, I've experienced this a few times, but there is nothing in this world like a hot, sweaty Curly.
Oh.
Because he's just annoyed, and he only has like a vocabulary of like 47 words. He's just like,
If I have a fan, there's a reason that even though I'm trying to produce shows, I have a fan literally right here, pointed at my microphone and me, and I deal with the sound it makes. Because if I don't have that, I just start getting mad. I just start getting angry. Like my boss the other day, it was 30 minutes until we were about to leave. He turned the fan off, and I'm like, my arms are sweating. My arms are I can't stand here. I can't work here. I can't be like this, man. Like, you gotta fucking leave the fan on.
A couple times this weekend, I mean, we get all touchy feely, and like I patted you on the back or something, and then. Just like two pats, and then it's like, oh shit! Like, where did all this sweat come from?
I was like, it was on my back, and now you've patted my clothes to my back now.
Now I gotta go wash my hands before I eat,
Now I gotta change shirts. Great.
or I can rub this on my fries and all kinds of salt.
But so basically, the bathroom was a no-go because there was no ventilation from that, and no The window was about the size of my iPhone 6s. And I didn't think to even open it. So I was just like going to sleep. Every hotel's been great. I think I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I was just sweating I thought the bathtub was full. I was mad and I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit up, I'm gonna air out and I'm gonna be fine. And I was like, I need water. And the only things we had brought into the hotel room were the shit that like everyone had brought to the bonfire. And Steve for some reason had brought in 4 gallons of apple juice, or maybe it was Puck. It was probably Puck actually. That makes sense.
Yeah,
because he's doing his apple juice thing. So I was like, all right, that's the closest thing to water I got here. I was like, I'll bear down the boat. I'll drink this sugary ass fucking apple juice, and I almost immediately threw up. And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm dying. So I from that point on, I just slept in my car for every day after that. Like I rolled out to my car and rolled all the windows down, and that sweet summer air came in, and I was as happy as a camper I could ever be. It was great. It was really perfect.
Except for all those people that were having their
That's later.
domestic. Oh,
later.
okay. Oh, okay. Those were the 2 names. Okay.
Also Sam, because the thing is, you're sharing a hotel room with people who all drank the night before. Like, I'm not going to take a bathtub the whole night and expect no one to be able to use the bathroom. Like, I was like, wait 1 minute. I'm gonna towel off. I'm sleeping in water. Like,
Look, and I told Curly in Vegas because he was like, oh, I like sleeping in the bathtub, shit like that. And when we got to our other room, there wasn't like a nice enough bathtub. But I told him when we were at Sunbun's room, I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. You do you. I just got to come in and do me real quick, and I'm out. Like live your life, man.
That was good times. Yeah. That's happened in hotel rooms with us before. I've woken up to, I won't name her name, but just dropping her doodles, and I'm like, okay, I'm on the floor in here. Well, good times. But that leads forward to the next part, which was in the morning. Is I woke up to so my car seat's all the way back, right? I'm laying down and windows open. And I sunlight hits me, and I'm like, as fucking Nene is right here. Nene's taking sneaky pictures of me.
I saw those on Twitter, and I was like, ooh.
And I'm like, God damn! She's trying to act like she's not. She's just walked up, and I'm like, God, what are you doing? What are you? Which is great. But yeah, then we roll. I don't know what everyone else did. I rolled to Domestic Dan's to say hi. We dropped off a bunch of shit with got to meet the kids from the Domestic Dan world. The Toph gear and fucking starts with an F. Frito-Lay. Frenanigans.
You talking about Lumi?
Lumi, that's it.
Starts with an F.
Somewhere in there. We got it.
They're at the bonfire too. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah. But that was fun. I was just like, I was seriously just like kind of still just drunk and like waking out of my stupor, and I'm just like in the car with Sunbun, and I'm just checking Twitter, and I'm like, I think I'm accidentally going to see Domestic Dan right now. I haven't showered yet. Like, okay, I'll see you soon.
The thing I did love when it took me a moment to realize like the situation of Curly was sleeping in his car was where he would just be like, yeah, no, we're ready to roll. I just need somebody to let me come up and use a bathroom. Yes. And I'm like,
oh man. I was sitting there, I was like, because I see these fucking this fucking hanging out in the goddamn Discord with Pet Vet, and I'm like, gotta pee. I wish someone would offer a bathroom. Anybody? And then I get this like message like, bitch, I ain't getting up. I'm like, God damn it. Like,
I wasn't about to get up. It was like fucking what, like 10 a.m. I wasn't.
Because from that night onward, I had planned where I was like, our Sunbun had graciously gifted a shit ton of waters that I think he brought to the bonfire or moved from his trunk, and I put in my car, and I was just like, blook, 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 and then I was like, regret, where is the bathroom? It was horrible. That's that Nene's picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I sleep in the car.
Hold on. because I've seen this pose before.
Uh-huh.
This is the I was holding my phone and
Yeah.
then
Oh no, you can
fell asleep
if you want
after I dropped it.
for $100 if you want to take a guess where my phone is right now.
His hands are so perfectly like scrolling
Like-
through
Yeah.
something right now.
Like fucking like
One of
Captain
these
Marvel,
days-
It's incredible.
One of these days, one of you needs to replace my hand with like an ice cream cone in it, and just like
God, it's a work of art. It's amazing.
I mean, are you using one of those water bottles as a fucking pillow?
two actually, because there's a bit of a divot in the head where it doesn't get you right, and so if you
Yeah.
use a water bottle, it's a perfect fucking bed, perfect fucking bed. Probably just holds his phone and he's like, yeah. I mean, I always wake up and I'm like, why is my phone on and next to me? Like, how did it drop?
Yeah, no, we've seen this first. I've seen this firsthand a couple times now.
Oh, and the amount
Really,
of
just like he just goes through. He's like, oh, you see this on? Like he'll talk to you about it. Like, see this on Twitter? Yeah, they're talking about this, and then you just see him.
a little bit. That's all the time. Helps me fall asleep, guys. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Immediately fall asleep.
Not judging.
Best way to fall asleep for me is to start writing a tweet or a text because I will wake up to so many like I just didn't try to autocorrect anything. It's just like, what was the meaning of what I was trying to say at that point?
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I had that the other day because I was hanging out with my friend and we were like laying in her bed. And you let somebody lay on your arm, but I'm still looking at my phone and she's looking at hers. And then I woke up and my phone is just like still in that position. So I just was like, okay, I'm gonna keep looking at what I was looking at.
Yeah, Luna does that to me all the time. So yeah, from there, I did Domestic Dan, and then we went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Roughly everyone had some breakfast there. Everyone that made it to wake up.
I slept in until like 11.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I woke up at 10 and then I had like a nap until 11 and I woke up and Curly had texted me across like 4 different fucking like apps. Like I had a Twitter DM and then I had a Discord DM and then I had an actual text and then I had fucking like like fucking I don't know. But
So-
I was like, "Oh."
This will bring up a good conversation topic about. I think we're solidifying pretty well on how we do these big meetups and stuff for our community at least. Because a lot of people ask me, like, how are you dealing with the concept of growing and then having people and responsibilities? Because a lot of people are new to the whole world of having a community. Also, some of the people who have had communities have been doing it for so long that it doesn't seem like it's anything. And then some people just don't even talk to their community. They spend 1 5-minute period in a hallway at the convention and they're like, come say hi, otherwise blah, bye. So we started off pretty heavily. Holy shit. It's a good time, Peter Ray.
If not now, when? I'm looking at some motherfuckers out there, you know what I mean, dog? I gotta eat.
That's your last one, PD Rave. That's your last one until next year. Hey. Thank you, PD Ray, for blowing your load all over the stream during the podcast.
Jesus.
Guys, it's a human behavior. We blow loads all over. It's just the way.
Hey.
Okay, fine.
That's what
Alright, so
condoms
Roscoe-
were invented for.
Sorry,
Pretty-
making love to the stream, whatever
Pretty
you
yikes.
want.
Pretty yikes of you, Curly.
Don't no, we passed it. Yikes was 2017's October. We're done with it. Okay.
Man, so that's the other reason I'm glad I wasn't there. Fucking you motherfuckers were like yikes to me.
Oh no, you missed
Oh,
I think
man.
2-hour conversation about Yikes shirts that Gabby and Pet were gonna start
Yeah.
making,
Yeah.
and they
we
had
like
they're
a whole
workshopping
fucking
ideas back and
discussion.
forth, and I'm like,
We
Kaz
were-
would kill
yeah.
himself.
Yeah, we were bouncing ideas off each other. It
It was
was
a-
incredible.
It was
We
a
work at
2-hour.
these conventions too.
We're
was a-
gonna,
it
we're
was-
gonna put that into motion.
It was a 2-hour Shark Tank episode for Yikes
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from there we went to Roscoe's. That's where we got to meet up with all of the Jack LaFear crew. Everyone that I got to see from the Jack LaFear stuff, except I didn't see Joey Curl or Striped Badger. Badger. I miss Badger, and this is the con sadness. My face now feels like Pet's looks. But we got to meet up with Miller and in the panda pajamas as well there, which was really nice. And see Tyson, the crew, the whole crew from the Jack LaFear stuff. It was fun. I had a lot of fun there. I don't know. Do we want to talk about the aquarium for those that went? Was it just me and Sunbun?
I mean, we went.
It was like one of my favorite fucking parts of the whole.
No, I mean, yeah, it was. But
there was fucking
there's
puffins, and
there's not a whole lot to. I mean, it's like any other aquarium.
JVZ touched a manta ray.
We all take.
I know. I just
go to your local aquarium. Support your local aquarium. They let you do that kind of stuff.
Aquarium.
IKEA's the new aquarium.
We had a fucking absolute blast, or I did at least. I was seeing jellyfish of all shapes and sizes and colors.
A lot of jellyfish.
Yeah.
And
they had a really angry, and it was funny. It was like Kaz's job to walk around there and see. Sorry, I had to happen at some point. There was a guy, and I don't know if you have these at your place, Kaz. There was a guy that was on on the microphone, and he's on top of the manta ray enclosure, and he's talking to basically no one because no one's listening to anything he's saying. But he's like, if you look over to your left, you're gonna see the different types. That one's actually a betta ray, and this one is actually an Argentinian bluegill ray, and at some point he started to talk like I feel like he could have said anything and no one would have given him the time of day, and I think he started to know that, or he just knows that about his life, because he started to talk about one of the manta rays, and I'm listening with perfect like precision because I'm enjoying every word that this deity spiels upon me, and he's like, see that little one right there, that one's got some scratches on it. Those are the stripes that are going down his back. That's because someone just didn't read the rules. Yeah. And he starts laying into like the guilt of humanity because of the fact that this one manta ray, someone didn't do the 2-finger rule and scratched the back of a manta ray. And he was just like, he sounded like he was about to go really mad. And he's like, and I knew it must have happened sometime between yesterday and today because I was here with this little guy and it wasn't on his back. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah. No, we have the people that do that. Like I've seen them every so often when I'm like going from one place to the other, and like sometimes I'll shortcut through one of the exhibits, and there'll just be the girl standing over the thing, and she's like, "We have all kind of wonderful sharks here. If you look to your left, you can see tiger sharks and these kind of sharks and those kind of sharks." And then she looks down and she's like, "This is our turtle Calypso, who has 3 fins. Calypso's a rescue turtle, and they live here now." Looks around. No, all right, keep moving. So over there, he's like, like, all right.
I actually saw sort of. I got a little behind the scenes because there was a point where there was obviously way too many employees behind a certain section of the thing where everyone was allowed to touch stuff, and like I just noticed things like that. So I'm like, what's going on here? So I start listening to like the whispers, and it's like I think I'm gonna just make up names. Like Mary was telling Amanda that she has to do one more show before she can leave, and Amanda's like, I only had 3 shows in me. That's all I can handle today. I can't fucking do another fucking show. Like you scheduled me. You told me I could only, I only had to do 3, and I'm gonna go home. I was checked out. I was gonna go home. I can't do another fucking show. And then Mary's like, you need to do the show. No one else can do the show. Fucking Jane didn't show up, so you have to go do the show. And then watching Mary, I don't even know who it is. Fuck, I don't care. Watching Amanda walk out there, and she was like, "Okay, everybody, we've got a shark show for you." And I was like, that girl can turn it on and off like it's nothing. Like that was amazing. Like, I was so proud of her. I was like, "You're doing very well, thank you." Like, like that girl was gonna snap. She's just like, "Yeah, let's do it." It's great. But yeah, I love the aquarium.
Those moments.
That's any job, I guess, right?
Every con should have like a place like that nearby. And I guess like in this case it was the aquarium or Disneyland or whatever, but like every con should have one of those places where everybody can go outside of the convention and go to this common place. I don't know.
It's an event that isn't the event, so it's not.
Yeah, an event that isn't the event. I mean, San Antonio didn't really have that, although we kind of made that last year with the wrestling thing. And then Yeah, TwitchCon in San Diego. Like I know a bunch of people went to the zoo or went to SeaWorld during the Thursdays or the Monday after. So we kind of squeezed this in on, I guess, the Friday morning of while everybody was standing and waiting in.
Or some people were sleeping in their hotel room still.
Line. Or some people were sleeping. And
my point with PetVet's sleeping or messaging thing is I actually wanted to touch on that again. We've solidified roughly on how we deal with our communication concept with our original. I think JVZ knows a little bit. Like when we originally started doing these things, and it almost became like a big thing. It was a little overwhelming, like because everyone would kind of turn to us and be like, "So what are we doing today?" Or where are we going? Or how? I don't know how to get a hotel. And it's like you got to be able to handle these things at this point. So like we've backed away a lot, especially at first. Was just like, okay, everyone, you're all adults, fucking handle it. And I think we've solidified it in a good place. Like this whole con, I never felt overwhelmed with trying to worry about where people were because I didn't, but I also didn't just shut everyone out. Like I threw out text messages individually. I just copy pasted to everyone that I knew with numbers or I knew that needed to know where we were. And I was like, yo, it's not a fucking like, you don't have to respond and be like, I can't make it to the thing. I'm so sorry. Like, it's just like literally this is where our main group is going to be, or this is where that group's going to be. If you can come, you can come. If you can't, you can't. If you want to sit in your hotel, do whatever you want. Like, it's fine. And I think it worked out really, really well. It's like everyone kind of just got to do their own thing, and everyone was aware where everyone else was, and it was fun. I had actually a strong blast this time. Never felt overwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody did a good job of using the Discord to
Yeah.
I also
content meetup
love
channel. And
I love watching you guys try to talk to each other, but then somebody was like, yo, there's no fucking service here, so I don't know if these messages are actually sending or being seen or fucking read or they're just disappearing into the fucking ether that is the fucking world right now.
Within a certain radius of the convention center, it was just like a drop off.
A fucking
like,
Faraday
bullshit.
cage of doom.
Yep.
We
For
hit
all
a cutoff
things.
point, and then it was a black hole.
It
There
was
nothing.
it was one of those moments like it's like I don't know. I have a claustrophobia that doesn't have any like sense of like yes, I'm claustrophobic if I'm in a small space, but it doesn't have to be a small space. I just have to feel trapped. So if I used to get claustrophobic just knowing that I had like a 2-hour long class. Like I just got to be here for 2 hours. I'm here for 2. Like how do I?
Yeah, I know. I was with you in every single fucking line for the goddamn TwitchCon party, and you were having a rough time.
But like I got into the convention center and like I realized like I can't get out right now because I just got in. I have no text messaging. My dad doesn't know where I am. I have no family. Like I can't tell anyone. What if what is happening? Like it just kind of boiled over, and I was like, it's great. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, not to make it about the logistics of conventions, but I don't think Twitch did a very good job of telling the city, here's what's happening, because there are avenues for that, right? Like even the Lyft drivers that we experienced, none of the Lyft drivers knew there was a convention. Like none of the obviously none of the telecoms knew that there was going to be a million more cell phones than usual in a singular area, and so all of a sudden towers don't work.
Or even then, like it always bothers me that like there is no convention Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
At any convention we ever go to, and it's like there's going to be thousands of people in this area. Like give them something to use. And
I've seen a few conventions try that, like a few anime cons have tried that, but it doesn't. You're better off on your own data at that point because then everyone is trying to use the Wi-Fi, and then you're trying to use the Wi-Fi, and then at some point you're like, you know what? Let me just. Oh shit, my data works. Cool. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, part of
the
reason why it works is because everybody's trying to use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So
it's the amount of devices trying to hit that radio. I have watched the transition from 2012 Nerdtacular to the last one I went to, which I think was 2016, where the Snowbird is a resort hotel in the mountains. They have room for a lot of people, but they don't go crazy over capacity, and especially with tech nerds, they don't, because it's a fucking mountain resort in Utah. And though the first year I was there, it was like, you can use our hotel Wi-Fi, and it was like Wi-Fi or Linksys _6876642, and it was just like someone someone graciously that worked for the hotel like put out Wi-Fi access points in different rooms and for floors and stuff. But we crushed all of them when we got there, and they were all dead because they were like for consumers where like you hit 20 devices and it's dead. As years went on, it was almost a joke. It was like, oh yeah, they've got a secret Wi-Fi now for only people who are producing content. So just don't give this password out to anyone. 3 minutes in, everyone knew the password, and it was spread to everybody in the con. And so, by the last con I went to, when it was Nerdtacular, I started to get into their like system to look at their stuff and just kind of like scanning around to see what was going on. And they had like real corporate ruckus access points and shit that were all like on a controlled domain, and they were like floor by floor. And I was like, all right, they got a real IT group out here, and it works. And it was fantastic. Like, the internet worked fantastic after that. So. There are solutions that they could do. But,
Yeah.
A Wi-Fi cactus. No, if someone reminded me of the thing, never mind, I'm not going to tell anyone. It's a secret. There is a secret to getting internet at a shitty con like that. Anyways, we went from, I think, I don't know what happened at that point. Everyone went inside for Friday. I didn't do anything Friday. I left the aquarium and I went to sleep because I didn't have a badge. Anyone has any fun? Cool.
Yeah. What the people that went inside? What you guys say?
I mean, what'd you do on Friday daytime? JVZ. Or Pet Vet, you didn't go in, did you? You went on Saturday.
No, yeah, I went on Saturday. And then I borrowed a badge for Sunday. So.
Yeah, I just went to Creative Corner and that was it. That's.
Oh, I seen Jamie and Joan.
Yeah. That's all I ever do inside the con floor at TwitchCon. We went to dinner at Doghouse afterwards. Fucking delicious dogs. Yep. It was great. And delicious and affordable.
And affordable even. Yes, actually. Yes, and. I had a decent amount of pre-drink by that point in time in my life. And then we met up with some kids. Actually, I think that's when Jury showed up.
Yes. At
some point.
Yes.
And then I think that was just, for me, that was the rest of my night. I just hung out with Jury and got drunk. Yep. We ended up going back to Shenanigans, because out of all places, it was like, we were honestly trying to find some place that wasn't Shenanigans because every place had till 2. But we went to one place and it was like $9 cover, and we're like, fuck. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. Like, and there was like this other place. It was like, no, that's the place with fucking Yelp 2.0 guy, Gelato Man. And then it was like, okay, well, let's just go to Shenanigans again. And we went there, and it was a blast. I'll tell you this, Kaz. I don't even need to explain that. I just need to tell you that. So this is my first time in Long Beach. My second time at Shannon's Bar and Pub. And I walked in there, had Jury in, and so I was like, I'm going to get a picture for the table. I walked up to the bar, and the first bartender that walked up to me, she walks up and she's like, oh, hey, Curly. And I was like, I spent a lot of money last night, didn't I? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't need to be on a first name. I don't need to be on a name basis with the bartender at a place I don't live at or go to. Like, oh, Christ. And she's like, so, and also apparently I ordered the same thing I ordered the night before, which was 2 pitchers and then a bunch of shots. So it's like, I need 2 pitchers for the table. Yeah, I'm going to move those. And then I need 9 Patron. Yeah. I'll move them. Don't worry about it. Like, I was being the bartender because I wasn't going to expect anyone to try to serve the table. So I was just like, no, I'm going to ferry these over there. Here's my card. Trust me. Just keep it coming. Like, I'll be back. It's a good time. But I loved it. We had a blast. Yeah, drunkenly hanging out with Jury. Remind me, everyone, Jury did agree to be on the show for reals, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought up the exact thing that needs to happen, which is where he was like, dude, like, well, because my thing is always like, I don't want to step on people's toes. I'm like, yo, like, you find your free time and I'll make room for it, wherever that is. And he was like, I'll never do your show if you tell me that. And he's like, I want to do your show, but if you tell me that, I'm going to procrastinate and never do your show. So he's like, you need to throw a date at me and I will make it happen. Just pick a fucking date and I'll do it. And I was like, all right. So we're going to throw a date at him at some point. I swear.
Okay. All right. That's it. That ball is in your court.
Nah, yeah, no. He basically fucking tossed it back and was like, play. But yeah, we met some fun kids that night. I don't know.
You met a girl in a onesie.
Onesie girl.
Mm.
Someone absolutely hates onesie girl,
Onesie
but there's no
girl.
reason for it. No, it was fun. Yeah, we just drunken people having a blast. I think Jury made the comment of. I mean, when it came down to it, he was like, "It's a weird." He's like, "It's a weird thing to say that there is a place where at 1:30 in the morning." A drunk girl in a onesie is the most desired thing in the entire bar. Because this girl was rocking it, man. She was going around in her onesie, and fucking everyone wanted to talk to onesie girl. And I was like, all right, this is good. It was great. But also, way to go, Twitch, for selling onesies, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, because the kids are so into the
Fucking Kigurumi
onesies
fucking
right
Twitch
now.
shit.
No, I almost pulled the trigger on that. I was so close to pulling the trigger on that fucking one.
I was just like, let me try it on, and I almost hulked out of it. That's good times. No. What happened was me and Jury got progressively more drunk, and then Jury said to me, "How about for your podcast, you come over to my house?" And I said, "Sure," not realizing that he's a fucking flight to San Francisco away from me, and then also that doesn't matter because Kaz is a co-host, so we're still doing Skype anyways. So what the fuck is the point of flying? And so that all clicked in me later. But yeah, no, we were like, this is the hard date. We're going to make it this day. And I'm going to fly to, and I didn't even say that because I was just like, I'll just come over. I'm just going to come over and hang out with you, like that. Yeah, here we go. No.
Gotta love those moments.
She very much did not have anything but the onesie on for all those involved.
All right, we didn't need to put that girl's business out there like that. Jeez.
No, she wants to be on the show. She's going to be on the show. She's fantastic. She's a new streamer.
Don't put fucking okay.
What? Yo, come to me at a bar at 1:30 and you'll get fucking your ticket to be on the show. Okay, that's the way this works. Okay.
Look, I share, but if I was there, it would have been probably the same. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Kaz,
I know it would have.
Kaz has
That's why
already
I'm not happy about it.
Kaz has already proven, and I think we've both proven that we are not beyond using the show for our own personal dating issues or needs and desires. Okay.
I will use what little I have in this world.
Oh, what? You have
to
a
see
show?
those Lane Bryants, dog.
Oh, what? You got a podcast? Yeah, I got a podcast, man. You want to be on my podcast?
What's up, bitch? 30 concurrent viewers, fucking 1,000 downloads. What you doing, girl?
Don't say the numbers. Ah! You scare people away. I have one rule for 5 years: don't touch the numbers.
Show ruined. No one wants to do it ever again.
Anyways, after that, slept in my car. Boom, done. It's on the list as a fucking bullet point.
Yeah.
This motherfucking night. No, was this Friday night? No, this is Friday. Never mind. Doesn't happen. Anyways,
Friday night going into Saturday morning.
yeah, I had actually a brilliant night's sleep that night in my car. I had a bunch of waters and I had a blast. It was great. I woke up refreshed at like 7:30 in the morning. I went and we went down early to go get badges. I think Sunbun drove me down. I think, or
No, I did.
was it you?
Yeah.
I feel like I met
Wow.
up with you later. No. No, yeah, maybe, yeah, because we had Tris with us. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Y'all wake up earlier than everybody else. Do you
No,
stream?
this was like this was like 11 when we left.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
You guys were all ready. I was waiting for her. And
Because there was like, I mean, we had like early fucking beer mosas at that one place.
no, that was Saturday morning. Well, no. Yeah, you are talking about Saturday morning.
Yeah. I feel like we left early.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Pevin still asleep.
It's a fucking no. Yeah,
No,
fucking-
Pevit was there for
what?
oh, for some reason you woke up early on Saturday morning. You're like, I set an
Oh.
alarm.
On Saturday I set an alarm because I didn't want to sleep in until fucking 11 again and like miss everything like I did the day before.
But so I was like, yo, let's go get badges. Let's go get fucking shit. That's my one day to go in the con. I want to see JVZ.
Right.
I want to see Jim Jams. I want to
Yeah.
see fucking. Wait,
Yeah, I did drive you because then because you guys picked up badges first, then we all went to.
Oh yeah,
the
because we
place.
split up. We split up.
Yeah, we
a
split
bit,
up,
yeah.
and then we went directly to the place where you
Yeah.
said we were gonna go. And
Well,
then
I
had to
saw
circle
I
back
saw on the
and-
map, and I was like, "Let's
and-
go here." And then as I was walking, I was like, "Oh shit, this place just popped up closer. We're all going here now." Like,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
passed it.
and you know, again, Long Beach is hot as shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know, an extra 10 minutes of walking is an extra, 10 gallons of sweat that you're.
But so
that you're
yeah,
leaving.
the
Right.
moment before that is the travesty that happened at the badge line. They said you could put your name in the app. They said you could put your name in the app if you wanted your. They said all you got to do is link your account when you buy your tickets. I linked my account and I bought my tickets. Then later they said if you want to change your name or if you have any name issues, just go ahead and link the app with your fucking goddamn Twitch account and put your right name inside the fucking Twitch thing, and your badge will come out perfectly for you. And I did all that because I knew the consequences. And then I walked up to the guy, and before I could say anything, that motherfucker's little printer started going, Brian, Brian. And then sure enough, he just handed me a badge with nothing else on it. Not even any identifier, not Brian of DKG, not Curly.
It was so good.
And I just looked at him, and I was like, he doesn't know the bit, but I'm mad at you, man.
Fucking Curly
feel
came out
like-
of the line and like walked up to us, and I could see the like.
I
the
was trying to
depression
hide it.
on his face before he even said anything, and it was
That-
like I already knew something was
Yeah,
fucking.
he said something about his badge, and then I looked at him and I said, "They put Brian on there, didn't they?"
I
And
feel
then he
like
shows it to me, and in my head, I'm thinking, okay, the same thing happened to Triss yesterday, and she went back up to the line,
Yep.
and she got them to reprint it.
Yep.
Do I tell Curly that he can do that? And then,
I knew
then-
I could.
Can't.
Yeah.
But so I was trying to kind of hide it, and I was like trying to decide, like, do I go right back? And then as soon as you called it out, everyone else saw it, and I was like, well, now everyone's seen it. Now it's a fucking bit. Now I can't be the bitch that goes and changes it, like, because everyone's already known it, so I might as well own it. So I just walked around with my fucking stupid, dumb fucking birth name on my stupid, dumb fucking badge. Fucking stupid.
that's the situation. I feel like if I was there, Curly would have been like, "What did you pay him to do this to me?"
Yo, bitch, if you were there, your badge would have said Breoden, okay? You know that shit.
Oh, Doc.
Oh, it'd be great.
I'd have had a conversation with that man.
Does this sound like a human
At
name?
the bank line. I'd have been the old lady at the bank line where he's like, "All right, your transaction is done, ma'am. Next," and I'd be like, "Step back. Actually, I need you to step the fuck back. We're gonna have a talk for a minute."
But yeah, we had beer mimosas, and not to throw her shit under the bus,
We're gonna throw her shit
but
under
it
the
has
bus.
to be talked about. And Kaz,
It
you are
has to
one
be
of the
talked
weirdest
about.
motherfuckers here, so you might think this is okay. This is how this conversation went down, and I didn't see it coming from a fucking mile away. We go
I thought I was gonna be singled out for ordering some fucking like weird sugary shit, but no.
we don't know this girl. We thought we knew this girl.
She had candy corn. I thought she was cool.
This is Triss, newest member of the DKG community. Actually, fun kid. This is just a bit, but bear with me. We have beer mimosas. It was very fun. I got to hang out with Jury and Ashley at a breakfast place because they were all super busy anyways. And we drank beers at 10 in the morning. Very nice after a night of drinking until 2 in the morning. Of which also, by the way, that the reason I had such a great time in the car, I went back to the car, had more drink while in my car, and played Hearthstone on the hotel's Wi-Fi. I had a very nice evening by myself. But so anyways, I'm like, you know what we should do? On our way back to the fucking con, we'll stop by a Starbucks. I know everyone here is a human being. They love Starbucks. They're going to be just fine. So we go in there, and I order my little Venti, or Trenta iced coffee, nothing absolutely in it, completely black as the night. And I enjoy that. And I'm, maybe people are going to give me shit, whatever. Pet Vet
I
orders.
ordered my weird sugary shit.
Triss,
Yeah.
I'm at the register. I'm ordering my drink. There's a line behind me. Triss comes in and goes, hey, well, can I just, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like, what's up? And I'm thinking, like, she asked for, like, a napkin. I mean, like, she just wants to cut, and she knows the person she can cut. And she's like, yo, sir, how much does it cost for a cup of half and half? This is a question this man has never heard in his life. And he's like, there's half and half over there in the little fucking spouty spout. And she's like, no, how much for like a cup of half and half? And he's like, looking around for a manager. He's like, he does not know what to do. And I look at her because I'm like, at first I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's fine, cool line, guys. It's a friend of mine. She's just asking the question. And then I join the crowd. Because I'm like, what is this? What is happening? I'm not even gonna lie. I was a fucking turncoat immediately. I was like, I am not on your team for this. Like, I'm gonna walk away. And this man is like, I don't even know how to. He's like punching buttons on the machine. Like, how do I? They come in an ounce. How many ounces are in a cup? Like, like how do I charge? Do you want me to open up each individual for you? Like, what is it? And so she walks away, I think, dumbfounded, and she comes back over, and she's like, I just wanted a cup. And I was like, what did you just do? And I was like, tell them what you just did. And I'm like, tell them what you just did. And at this point, at some point, she goes over there, and she's like, hi, can I just get a cup? And the man gives her a cup of water like a normal human being, which is what he thought that she said. And he's like, oh, thank God. My whole world isn't thrown apart. She was just trying to ask for a cup of water, and words got mismatched, and there was an earthquake, and something happened. And she comes back, and she's like, I didn't want this water. I just wanted a cup. Because at this point, she's learned and seen that there's a half and half jug for the day of customers. And she dumps her water out and fills her cup.
With just half and half?
Half and half.
She just keeps pouring, and she just keeps
and it pours
pouring.
slowly like a condiment does. Because it's a
You
condiment.
know, like a condiment.
So at this point, I'm like, do you want mustard with that? Like, what do you want? Like a whole cup of fucking, like what? What? And she's like, I swear to God, it's a normal thing, guys. And I'm like, honey, I've seen a lot of weird shit. This is Drunk Kids Gaming. The crew here is weird as shit.
We put it to like a vote, and everyone in the room was like, no, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's the thing that people don't usually do.
She's trying to equate it to stuff. She's like, you drink Soylent plant fucking food. And I'm like, no, you're not going to win this one. You're not going to, you can tell.
And then she tried to compare it to my fucking, like, sugar shit and was like, you drink basically just sugar and cream. And I'm like, honey, no.
Time Jumper has lived the amount of years that this motherfucker's lived in life. And then also he dumps time. He jumps around in time. And he still, in all of his years, has never seen anyone drink a half and half. Well, she started calling it a milkshake at some point, and I was like, honey,
no.
if you shake that, it becomes butter. Like that's what you're drinking pre-butter. You're like, I don't.
Yeah. I do have to admit, I know for a fact that at some point she realized that she was touching a nerve with you guys. So she did what everybody else in this community does when they realize they're touching a nerve, and they lean the fuck in and take the bit to 100.
To completely pull back the funny meter, homegirl took it in stride, didn't lose her shit, didn't get mad, didn't fucking. I mean, she played it well, and she fucking handled her business. I mean, that's she took a hard initiation into the group and handled it like a champ.
We threw her into the deep end, and she tread water like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
when I was taking her to the airport, I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you hung out with us, and like, you know, you can tell the group really likes you because they give you a lot of shit for a lot of stuff. And she's like, yeah. Admittedly, the half and half thing was a little weird.
Yeah, if it was anything like that wasn't as weird as that, she came back with some good hits. Like, she probably could have turned it around pretty easily, but it was just so far off the deep end that I was like, I don't even know. Yeah, she's pretty cool though. She's good.
So I also knew something was up when, like, we had left the bar, and I went with her to, like, basically so she could go to Walgreens and go get candy. And I didn't realize she was going to get candy at the time, but she was basically there. This was a tough decision for her, basically on how much candy corn to get. And so that's how she got the candy corn. And that
I regret not telling you guys that I wanted it.
I asked you. I asked. Like we're
I
gonna
know.
go. We're gonna go to Walgreens. We're probably gonna
Yeah.
get candy. Do you want candy?
And
I wanted him. I
like
wanted
a
him
good
again.
child, I said no.
Cannot handle the candy corn.
I was the adult chaperone. I knew this was gonna take a long time, like escorting young people to a place where they can buy candy. Like we're gonna be gone for 30 minutes at least.
Yeah.
And
I
that's pretty much-
should've. I should have.
But you ended up with enough candy to save your life at some point because I gave you every fucking giant container of Hershey bars.
Oh yeah, I think she finished all that.
Yeah, I mean, I handed it to both of them, and they were just devouring it like it was a cartoon. Like, and I was like, I'm gonna just drive away now. Like, I don't want to deal with that fucking sugar crush. Like, holy shit.
I can handle my candy. Don't insult me like that.
Okay. I left. I don't care.
No, that's the thing. Like they're young enough that they don't crash from that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's, like for me, it's like I get half a candy bar, and it's sleepsies for me.
I also like eat it regularly, like fucking daily. So I've built up like a bad tolerance that I probably shouldn't have, where I could just keep going and never crash.
Can't wait till your metabolism gives up on you.
Yeah, it's really gonna be great.
You're gonna big old fucking sugar.
I'm pumped.
Gonna be full of sugar and fat like me and Curly.
I don't have any sugar. I just drink liquor too much. So that note, I guess not my final thing, but the big thing is that we hit the con floor at that point, which is my first time in the con. Got to see Jamie and John, hang out with them in a whirlwind of nothingness. Got to meet up with what's it called? Mike TV was in there at some point, which worked out really well. We talked about his thing, his plan for his thing. He's like, yeah, like sorry, I've been like running all over the place and trying to get stuff done. Like. You're totally welcome to come out to the thing if you still want to do it. We're going to do it. And I'm like, you're still doing it in Pasadena? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so you didn't realize that was a bad choice? And he's like, no, I know it's a bad choice. But like, and I was like, I didn't think you'd be here. And he's like, yeah, well, like I drove in the day and now like I'm going to finish the con here in in an hour. And then I'm going to drive back out to the venue and see if I can get things set up. And then I'm going to drive back out for tomorrow morning. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? It's an hour and a half away. Like, and so whatever, he's doing his thing. So I guess he made this is my favorite though. It's like Mike TV is nothing but a bundle of like plans and just all the best aspirations. Like he wants to do so much stuff and he wants to get it done and he's like, let's just do it. Let's fuck. Who cares if it's planned right? Let's go. And I love him for it. But like we've done these conventions like and I was trying to bring up stuff like when I've done stuff with Jack and them like or when we've tried to do stuff and like you talk like. He was like, yeah. He talked to the venue, and I was like, so you're going to live stream it, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to find some equipment, and I'm going to live stream it. And I'm like, it's tonight, dude. And he's like, and I was like, did you talk to the venue? And I was like, do you have like a way to pump all the microphones into something? And he's like, yeah, they got stuff, right? Like, and he's like, well, I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna try to use Twitch or stream it to Twitch. And I was like, what kind of internet they got? And he's like, oh, they said they got internet. And I'm like, oh man. Honey, like everywhere says they got internet. Like there, and this is behind the scenes for one time when I was trying to help out with Jack's thing. We were doing a secret Jackass podcast, which was only tell the people that need to be there. And I think mostly everyone was here. It was a PAX South thing, and we go to the hotel, and it was in the bottom lobby area. And they're like, yeah, we got a place all set aside for you. And we get there, and Trav is like, yeah. So they said they had internet, and they had Ethernet, and there's a cable hanging out of a wall that is just a frayed Cat 5 cable, and it's not even there's no mod plug on the end of it, and they're like, that's their internet. And then like we tried to hit the Wi-Fi, and it was dead. It was like a fucking shitty access point. And
yeah, man, that's when you bring out your fucking cable case and just be like, I got a cap and like crimp and snap.
We sat there, and we had to do one of those fucking like keynote things where we're like, okay, everyone, can you just if it's possible at all, put your phones on airplane mode, please. Just please. Like there's no internet here. It's terrible. And I was like, yeah, good luck. And he's like, well, worst case, we'll put a video up. And so you know what? I think he did actually put a video up of his thing. And I was like, good on you, man. And I was like, I'm gonna try to go to the fucking Queen Mary boat.
I still one day at one of these things want to do an event that's just us. like a thing.
I want to get a little space at some place and do one of our things here, like this right here with people, and just invite people. I mean, the more we do it, the more it'll be better and fine. And I love that kind of stuff.
We did do the game show live from the Airbnb.
Yeah, I want to do it in a space that people can have like drinks and sit by and stuff. I just don't have the ability to like promise. We'd have to be like a place that would be like, hopefully we'll get you some company in business. I can't be like, we'll get you 1,000 people and they'll all get 2 drinks.
There will at least be 20 people here to set up.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people will come after.
But yeah, it was funny. I mean, that guy's got so much heart and he's so much fun, and he's all the energy in the world in person. But he's also tiny. He's like a little tiny package. I didn't know he was tiny. He's like a short little dude. And I was like, this is great. But yeah, we met with him. Drank a lot of gamer fuel.
Fucking gamer food. You guys were going back for like fucking 4 different like.
When I found out it was sugar free, I was
you
like,
guys went back like at least 3 separate times. Like, oh, fucking gotta get my gamer fuel.
This was after trashing it.
Yeah.
Before you had tried it.
I assumed it was Gatorade, where it's like 3 cans of Coke's sugar in one fucking drink. Like, so I was like, let's do this. Like, I'm down. It's just nasty tasting water to me. Like, there's no sugar in it. I love it. Everyone's shorter than you think. Yeah. I got to hear the same shit that I remember hearing the first time I went to a con, by just letting like groups do their own thing without me involved in it. Like, I'd walk by and I heard it like 3 different times where it was like, I never knew that you had like a body. Like, I've only seen you from here to here. Like, and I was like, oh, that's the same shit that everyone says. But yeah, we ran around the floor.
Me and Jamie are the same height.
Oh yeah,
It's amazing.
Jamie and Pat
So
Better, the
good.
same, literally exact
We're
height.
the same size.
I was like, holy shit. But they were great. They were doing their thing. They got all busy and everything.
Yeah.
And it was good. I mean, I think Jamie sold out all of her pins, and
Oh yeah, she was sold out by the time I got there, and I was bummed because I really wanted to buy one. But she was like, "I'll put them up online," and I'm like, "It's not the same."
but yeah, John is painting shit for. Is that out there? Is that knowledge? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah, he was painting on the mural.
for Blizzard? Yeah,
he
so
was
for
doing
Blizzard.
No, I don't know if that's
He was.
Oh,
he
never
was,
mind.
something, but
Delete.
but he was doing something. He was doing something with the mural.
No,
for
yeah,
everybody
he was,
to see,
He was doing
and-
the like World of Warcraft like fucking fan art wall thing, and that was public knowledge because that was a thing that like everyone was doing. So,
Gotcha.
But the other thing is under wraps, I think.
'Kay.
So,
Well, never mind.
shush.
Y'all have a great time. This has been a show here. Hope you enjoy yourself.
Oh, okay.
Let's get,
Apparently,
let's
it is
get to
knowledge.
the dirt.
Oh, okay. It's knowledge. Never mind, guys.
All
Never mind. It's all
I
good.
don't see. All right, fuck y'all. I'm the one that's the smart one.
It's fine.
It's a fun.
No, because the way it was being talked about at the con, it sounded like it was hush hush. So I wasn't sure.
But yeah, our takeaway is our friends are going places
Yeah.
Yeah.
and doing cool
They're
shit.
they're
And they're,
famous.
they're getting bigger and bigger.
Famous James.
Speaking of, we got to see the Scene of Action play live set on the fucking TwitchCon stage, which is really
I
cool.
was so proud of him.
Yeah.
He did so
This
good.
is when I left for a baby shower
Oh yeah.
in the middle of the convention.
we
How was
walked.
the baby shower?
We walked in like
Yeah.
no. So here, like Kaz. I mean, you know how we do when it comes to supporting our own, and so like, we rolled in to the ass end of some because this is supposed to be the quote unquote big stage where the Twitch stuff was happening. So all the big Twitch shows that sorry, I love you Twitch, but I don't give a shit about your like shitty shows that you do, where you circle jerk all the time. But so this is the big main stage, and it was like we go in there and it's dead empty because it's like one of the shows is ending, and then at some point I think an hour later was the cosplay panel, and so people are gonna wait for that anyways, and so we go in there and they're playing fucking I don't know, some chuckle fucking streamers are playing fucking fighting games, they're playing Gang Beast against each other or something,
Yeah.
and it's like who's
I
gonna
knew like
win?
one of them.
Yeah.
But they were loud and loud.
It was- but so we go in there and then we take a whole full row up and we're just like we're here waiting for Monty. We don't give a shit. We're getting there
Yeah.
like the last 5 minutes of the show. They finish the show and the lights go out and everything. Monty comes on stage. They don't give him any like lead up that he's going to be playing like the interlude between the two shows. They like turn the lights off and the people are starting to push couches around and shit in the darkness. and Monty like walks out on a tiny stage and just starts playing, and so like
in the very far right corner of the fucking stage.
so he as soon as Monty comes out, and like no one has any idea, and the house music's kind of louder than the fucking like his music and shit, and we're just like, fuck yeah, Monty! Like we light that place up, like, and I think it was good. It was like after every song we were like, yeah, you fucking rock, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I think we represented a lot, and it was pretty badass. Yeah, they were doing like an overlay of something else and some of the bullshit. Whatever, they could have done better, but whatever.
They were
Monty rocked.
like people like fucking like sweeping in front of him as he was playing.
They're like, can you move that chord, sir? Like, fucking, we're gonna get shit. There you go. But whatever, you know. I heard he got a set later and stuff, but that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Then we did boats.
Oh man, boats. Oh man. Oh man, boats. Fucking
The
Boat KitchenCon 2017.
the best laid plans often go sideways.
So you put my city-bound child in a boat? How dare you?
Well, that was the Saturday
Oh,
ticket. The
man.
Saturday party was on the Queen Mary.
that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So, like,
I forgot it was a boat because all I ever heard was, "Yo, there's a fucking line. I'm going home."
yeah. Like 2 hours of it was LineCon, and then we finally started moving, and as we got like to the front of the line, people were running past and like high-fiving other people because fucking they spent all their hype already and like in the back of the line.
People, listen. People's pre-drink was wearing off. If you have a line that long, you don't want sobering up people coming into your convention party.
'Cause
Here's
we got,
a
like
key.
fucking-
Finish.
All right.
Because we got to the line, and then there were people like fucking like running past us, like yelling and shit, and I was like, you realize you're gonna be back there for at least 2 more hours. Don't spend it all in one piece.
Yeah, it wasn't bad though, to be honest. When we got in there, it was they did a really good job of actually hiring I only know this because I don't know if everyone has like a haunted type trail thing where you hire actors to like scare people and whatnot as you go through a trail, and then you have real actors that come around you and try to spook you and stuff like that. And they did a really good job of hiring those type of people and made a bunch of different mazes and stuff around the outside.
That was true.
And they did a really good job. When we actually went up to the real, because we did like 3 of the mazes or whatever, and then we went to like,
and it was good because like I can't. All of the fucking haunted maze parts were a bit blurry in my memories, but there was a lot of yelling and there was a lot of Curly complaining about fucking claustrophobia bullshit, and it was very good.
So that was the thing I was gonna say, right? I learned in the 2 times that I've spent at events with Curly, if we're gonna get in a long ass line, me and Curly can't be together. Because all it becomes is us talking each other into getting out of the line. But having separate conversations, right? Because Curly will just be like, "Are you? What the fuck? Why is this guy not moving?" And then I'm just like, "Yo, what? I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave." And then Curly's like, "No, don't fucking leave. Don't be that guy. Don't leave." And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna fucking leave." And he's like, "Cause then if you leave, I'm gonna leave." Like, and you know, like, and then we'll just find something to be annoyed about, like.
Oh, Line Curly.
everything
I got
annoyed
to
me.
experience it for the first time, and it was a fucking phenomenal.
Line Curly makes me happy,
I
but
just-
then
I
I share his anger deep inside, but then I'm laughing at his anger, but then I'm also seething, and I'm just like, I want to leave too now. Let's go.
I get to a point where I just start describing all the things that I'm gonna be disappointed on when I get in there. Like, they're just gonna have Bud Light. They're just gonna have Bud Light. And fucking Sunbun's over here excited about a churro. He's gonna go in this whole line for 3 hours to get a fucking churro. And I'm like, how can you be so excited about a fucking churro? Churros are dumb. They're just sugar sticks. But when it came down to it, I had a fun time. It was a blast.
The haunted bullshit was a lot of Curly shoving me in front and then screaming my name at people.
Yeah.
So what was that?
Well, that's the age old trick, and that's one of the stories I've always told. It's the whole joke about the Brian.
Yeah.
Because
And then every time someone jumped out at me, I would just scream Brian in their face. It was very good.
as far as I know, and I'm not sure if it's a real thing, but maybe it's just a universal thing. All of the people that do these things are trained to listen to things that you're saying with your group of friends to fuck with you. And so if you start giving out names or saying each other's names, they're going to throw them out there, or they'll use it later in the maze or whatever. And they were doing a good job of it. I was like, oh, hey, Pet seems really scared over here. And they're like, Pat. It was great. I had a blast.
So I had intimidation battles with the actors, and it was the worst thing I've ever been a part of. They got all up in my face, and I would, like, get all up in their face.
Like you do.
Like you do.
But so after
Raise that kid right.
After we did that, the mazes, we basically went to the party section where there was the dance floor on the boat and the drink lines, and we said no. And then I tried to sneak into the only door I could see because I'm a fucking hooligan.
And then Curly was like, let's go in here, and it was a kitchen.
If it was any other room, I would have been the sneakiest motherfucker. And I was like, yo, let's just walk like we own the place. And I walked into the door, and it was immediately a big open giant fucking kitchen with lights on and everything. And I was like, fuck, and everyone looked at me, and I was like, shit.
And I followed him in because he was like, Peppa, it's going to be a big adventure. It was a fucking kitchen.
It could have been anything. It could have been the fucking the captain's room, and we ended up in the kitchen. But you know.
Then we left, and went in a different door, and it was the same kitchen. It was the
that
same
big.
fucking...
I think me and Curly did shit like that at Vegas, where we would just try doors. We just be like, this.
What happens, man? What are you gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Yeah, Curly tried to get me to do that in San Antonio.
It may be a
Me and
thing I do.
Chimera. It was
Oh, B&E.
This was the last night. Like, we were all tired after Royal Rumble and getting drinks and all that, and then we got to the hotel, and then we all got back to our room, and Curly walks up to me while I'm sitting on the bed. He goes, there's a button in the elevator that says M on it. You want to go find out what the M means? like, no, man, I'm tired. You can go do that. You can come back and tell me. But I'm good right now.
Who knows? I want to go to Roof. Let's go. Good times. It's a big boat, Curtis. It's a big boat.
It was just a fucking boat. It was just a boat.
Um,
I went on the boat, and that was it.
So
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna lie. I would have left, dog. I'd have left.
Well, we did. I mean,
can't do
we had I made the pointed point to say, you know what was really shitty was getting in here with everybody. Do you want to be here when the place closes and everyone tries to get off the boat at the same time and call the same lifts and the same fucking
so
shit?
Glad we weren't here for that.
I was like, let's get out now while we're still able to, and it worked out.
Because I was the guy that was like, all right, I heard this was going to be super fun and stuff, and I just got here, and I basically like sat down and to like rest my legs a little bit while you guys went on your kitchen adventure, and then like you guys came back and you're like, we're leaving, and so I basically just got in there, and then now everybody's leaving, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay. Screw you guys, and then I went to like one of the haunted houses, and then I saw the line, and then I was like, no, I made a bad decision. And I started texting everybody, just like, all right, where is everybody? I want to see if they've left yet.
Oh,
Did you guys call your lift yet? Because I'm gonna run out there. And then like, luckily I ran into you guys as you guys were on your way out, because I think you guys were waiting for Sunbun to get his churro.
Yeah,
Damn
it was
churro
everything was worth it because someone got his churro.
Someone was so happy about that churro.
Yeah, so because of that, I was able to catch up with you guys, and we were able to leave together. But I basically didn't get to do anything in there. But I still think that was a good decision, because like the whole point of going was to hang with people and not to just stand in line. So
Yeah.
like we all left together, we all got to hang with each other together, and like we went to a restaurant after that, and and had fun there. So
We got some weed off Orlando.
So here comes Kickflip Biscuit. So
Is that what we're calling him now?
I had that whole line I had prepped for, getting in there. I had 2 Soylent bottles, which everyone had because they were handing them out, filled with whiskey. So I was enjoying myself the whole time. But, and I'll pull back the curtain a little bit, I hadn't smoked weed in a long time, and I thought, I'm in Long Beach. I'm hanging out with people that I know that smoke weed. I want to smoke weed while I'm in Long Beach. So it was kind of a thing that was in my head for most of the time that we were going out there. And due to circumstance, things never happened. And I was like, all right, it's already Saturday night. I'm going to be leaving Sunday. Guess that ship has sailed. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not a fiend for it, whatever. And this is through the eyes of drunkenness. We were on our way to the Yard House through a walk, through a part of town I can't even describe. Now downtown, still behind the aquarium, wherever. And yeah. I want to say we were in a small little courtyard. Some of our group was far away from us, and I think at some point we were talking about pot. And
yeah.
And a man that only can be described as a maybe like a 19-year-old who jumped out of a Trapper Keeper from the 90s, kick-flipped his way over a bush on his skateboard.
He had a weird amount of like 90s positivity.
He had like a backwards hat.
Zest for life.
Yeah, like he had a backwards hat on.
He was part of the BK Kids Club.
Could have had a Limp Bizkit t-shirt on. And he like did like a manual on the skateboard around me, like a once around, parked in, was like, y'all talking about pot? And I was like, he literally, like, if you imagine old like Trapper Keepers with like a dinosaur on a skateboard, this motherfucker could have been that dinosaur on a skateboard. He came out of the fucking moon like a goddamn gift from God. And he was like,
I am fucking convinced that he was a manifestation of Curly's like wildest desires. Like manifested straight out of like a fucking like storybook, his fairy godmother.
I was trying to think about it afterwards, and I was like, did that actually just happen? Because like I was like, this kid again, he did a fucking skateboard around me, and he has a little bro on a skateboard, and they kicked their skateboard up and they fucking grabbed it, and they were like, yo, we got pot. And I was like, all right. Like, and I was like, yo, like I'm down, like fucking whatever. And he's like, yeah, no, I got this really good shit. And I was like, cool. And I was like, do you want money for it? Like, what's going on? And he's like, no, I'm down to share. Like, I was like, okay. So we passed around a little shnish and had a good time. We talked a bit, and I was like, not to be a dick, dude, but like all my friends are going to the Yard House, so like I'm gonna bail. And he's like, that's cool. I got other places to be. And I was like, I'll give you money. And he's like, no problem, man. Just happy to help a friend in need. And then he rocket shipped into the moon. Like, and I was like, and I waved away. Like, it was like a Magic School Bus episode for fucking pot. It was the greatest moment of my life.
Really dreamt up.
Like, if it wasn't for that, I know other people were there, it would have been a fucking fake dream. Like,
I was part of the group that took off, and I thought like you guys were going to be there for like an hour or something. And
no,
then, I went and I got a reservation, and then I was like, all right, we got 6 people here, and then
like waited with other people because I was like, I'm not gonna stick around and wait for this.
Everyone had like 3 or 4 puffs and passed it around, and we had a good day. Like, it was done.
Yeah, and then you guys were back a lot quicker than I thought. It was like 15 minutes at most, and like we hadn't got our table yet, and then we just combined tables, and it was great.
And then I proceeded to order appetizer of calamari, and then some fish and chips, and I had a really good dinner. It was a really good time.
Fish and chips.
Fried food and. All I have to do is like think about like one of the kids from the Magic School Bus at 22, still riding a skateboard, still playing Tony Hawk with his bros, and just
any
fucking
of the kids besides Carlos.
God, it probably could have been Carlos.
Like drifted down on a cloud from the heavens.
Like he I swear to God, he skidded on the side of a fucking bench and just like was like, I was like, man, he's living the dream. And like
it was Goku flying in on Nimbus, but transforming into Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh. It was perfect. It was everything I wanted. I was like, you saved TwitchCon.
I'm just surprised nobody was like, you a narc? Like,
no, it happened so fast.
Well, I mean, it's like, legal, so it wouldn't have.
Yeah, it's California.
It wouldn't have caused anything.
You can carry on it. I think it's the equivalent of like smoking a cigarette in a public area, and like they'd be like, just take that somewhere else, dude. Like, just.
Yeah. It was no big deal, but like I
I
remember.
love that you just said this motherfucker just kick flipped over a bush and did a
It could've
fucking
been,
180 manual around me.
like,
Well, yeah, because the other thing is like the rest of us were just hungry as shit, so like we just took off and
We
then
kept
we're
walking.
just like, all right, weed people, you guys
a
stay
gentleman
here.
kick flips
We're gonna
over a
go.
bush and fucking comes up to you. You got to figure out. You got to just stay for that. Like,
I mean, like, and we were talking like it could have been like Skeeter from Doug Funny, like it could have been any.
100% Skeeter.
It could have been
dog.
any one of these fucking
100%
kids,
Skeeter,
dude.
dog.
Like,
Look at Skeeter right there. That is Skeeter, bro. You just met Skeeter.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah, that
Skeeter
was
came
cute.
out and was like, "Yeah, you need a little sniff," and I was like, "Yes."
It was
please."
Especially
dark
coming away.
outside. He was moving fast. It could
Hey,
have,
you just wanna
could
share?
have very easily have been Skeeter.
Because Roger would have charged you. He would have gouged your ass. He would have been like, "Yo, it's fucking $40, bro."
We listened to the fucking beats afterwards, and it was great. Like, banging on a trash can, drumming on a street light. All right, y'all, carry on.
All right, Saturday night.
So
Saturday.
that's
Drinking
my last story. Is my Saturday night story is
Right.
I go into the car because we finished the food. We go out. I'll go back to the hotel. I grab a handle of whiskey to my car because you do, and I kind of recreate the night. I have a bunch of waters. I got whiskey. I have a glass of whiskey, and then I play Hearthstone, and I drink some waters, and then I go to bed. And I want to say around 4 or 3:30 in the morning. I have to again. I'm latched back in my car, laying down, so I have nothing but like ups to look out. And at this point, I'm already aware that I'm instead of being, because at this point I haven't had that much to drink. At this point, I've sobered up pretty heavily, and like the nights previous, I was like drunk, So I was like, going to sleep, Peaches. I don't care about what I do. But so being a little bit more sober, I was like, man, I wonder how shady it looks that I'm sleeping in a car at a hotel, like parking lot, right? Like that's kind of a douche maneuver, right? Like they charge people for this, like that's probably a bad thing. So I had my car in the underhang, and I just didn't want people to notice me, so I latched everything down. And this is just, it wouldn't have mattered, it wouldn't have, but I all of a sudden was very self-aware. So I'm latched down and I'm asleep, and I at some point I hear a woman pass by the car, and she had been on a walk or something. I don't know. This is context I got later, but she was returning to her hotel, and I want to say echolocation wise in my head, she's about one car over near one of the doors of the bottom floor, and she collapses like a princess, like to her knees, like a collapses and just begins to wail crying, like just like and the only way I described it to everyone was the witch in Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
She was the witch from Left 4 Dead 2 in the stairwell, and she's just and it is at the top of her lungs, and I am like, fuck. Like this is good. Like now I'm at the same time I'm a little bit concerned because I'm like, what happened to this woman? And then two, I'm like, if anything did happen to her, I'm gonna get in trouble at this point if I try to help her, like, because I am very still drunk. And if I walk out there and I'm like, but what do you need, ma'am? And she's gonna be like, blah, and then attack my face, and I'm like, I'm going to jail tonight.
Yeah, you don't have Demon 5 or Visual 2 with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Ready to take out the witch.
I've learned my lessons from Left 4 Dead 2. So I'm just listening, and I'm like, someone's gonna have to take care of this. Someone's gonna have to deal with this. And so I'm already at my final latch on my seat, and I'm trying to inch further downward into my car. I'm just like, let me be underneath this seat, please. I don't want to be here, because anyone passing by is gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy with a handle of whiskey drunk in the car? What did he do to this woman? Like, what the fuck? Like, so at some point, the least helpful man in the world opens his door and screams out, "What the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up and go to bed." Closes his door. And I'm like, good try. Good try, dude. And which proceeds to make her wail with even more intensity, as you can imagine. At that point, another like 10 minutes go by, and I hear a door open. I'm not. This was a half hour. A man opens the door, and I'm gonna call him Greg. This is why I called it Greg. I just named him Greg. It seems like a Greg. I know her name's Katie because he goes, "Oh fuck, Katie, Katie, what the fuck are you doing, Katie?" And I can hear him because he's upstairs, and I'm echolocating. He's upstairs, and I can hear him down the stairs, down up to her. He's like, Katie, 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 and she's and then he proceeds to be the second least helpful guy in the world, which I don't know if anyone has ever dealt with someone who is for whatever reason in hysterics. He proceeds to scream at her, "You're being ridiculous." Katie, stop being stop being ridiculous. You can't. You're being ridiculous, Katie. Katie, get up, Katie. And she's just. I can imagine she's just looking at it and just. And I'm like, this is fucking horrible. And I'm like, I'm glad he's here. And again, at this point, they are one car over from me. And I'm echolocating. And I'm like, I don't want Greg to see me. I don't want Katie to see me. And I don't want whoever deals with them to see me. At some point, he tries to pick her up, and she goes dead weight, and I hear them both fall. And I'm just like, I'm like, God damn it. And then he starts getting frustrated, and he punches a wall, and he's like, we gotta get in, Katie. You know where you are. You're not at home. You're not at home, Katie. You can't act like this when you're not at home. You're at a hotel. Come on, Katie. God. And at some point, he wrestles her into the fucking house, and then they close the door, and they're gone. And I am holding back the giggles like you couldn't imagine. Like I was half between trying to like self-preserve, and then also I was like, I wonder if I could catch this on the phone recorder. Like I wonder if I could get this audio in the phone. Like I'm gonna just hold up Twitch and be like, live streaming, go. Like,
man, I still to this day feel like we should have recorded the fucking dude in Fridays in Vegas.
All the shit that happened in Vegas was great, but it has to stay in Vegas.
Fuck that, dog.
But that was my journey. I woke up that next morning and I was like, I got a little bit of sleep, and I was like, all I want to do is eat hot wings with my bros and watch football. But everyone was like, let's go into the con and see Banana Chan's fucking Baba Bloop. And I was like, I'm gonna just drive home. I'm gonna go home. I'm done. I'm out.
When Curly was done, people went back into the con. Pet Vet got to see an IKEA. Got to see a little bit of Sweden.
That was Monday. That happened on
You stayed
Monday.
all the way till Monday, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane.
Oh man, Monday was IKEA day. That was good, cause like we were gonna fucking like, cause my flight didn't happen until like 7:40 something. And we were gonna like go to the aquarium or some shit, and then I was like, and then IKEA came up, and I was like, I've never been to an IKEA, and everyone was like, we gotta go to an IKEA, and I was like, all right.
You get them. You get them meatballs. You get that cone.
No, they got fucking 8-cent ice cream.
Yeah, you get a cone. I'm told you guys.
Right?
You guys look like you were having a blast in there. Like I'm legitimately sad that I missed out on IKEA.
On everything that could be napped on.
You have to stop every moment.
We went to IKEA for 3 fucking hours.
Christ.
The thing I love about
like,
that.
I don't know. IKEA's a mess.
No, it's a
Go
fucking
ahead.
awesome place, but like Sunbun and Panda talking about the ice cream is the greatest thing, because they're just like, no, we walked up to the man and we were like, yeah, could we have a couple of cones, please? And he was like, right, he's like, yeah, sure. He's like, $1.25, and they were like, for each, what's the total? And he's like, $1.25.
Yep.
God damn, it was amazing.
Is it melting? Like somebody's just like, what? Something happened to the cows? What's going on? Like, why are you not charging me real money for this? Is this imaginary?
That's what that was. I mean, so not to distract the story, but that's the beautiful thing about IKEA is they're like, we ain't trying to make money off the cones, bitch. This is just a little bonus, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But when JVs and I are the only ones who kind of like we go to the Dog House, right? That hot dog place with the sausages, and we're like, is there something wrong? The menus seem to be missing digits.
It's like a hot dog is like bacon wrapped hot dog with everything on it is like $5.
Yeah,
That's like Costco prices.
I was like, I'm gonna get 2 of these then, and they're like, I'm looking at him like he's gonna be like, you can't swindle us. And the guy's like, here you go, sir. Here's your hot dogs. And I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah, I was telling Curly, like, I could get the meal that comes with fries. I think I want sweet potato fries instead. Also, I think I want tots. Also, I think I want coleslaw.
Actually, can
And
I
the whole
just fill up
thing
my
came out-
use as groceries so that we can have this for the whole week? Like,
And
please.
the whole thing came out to like $15, which is like one meal at, or like half a
One
meal
quarter
at
of a meal,
a restaurant in San Diego when we did TwitchCon the year before. So it was, that place was great. That was probably my favorite place to eat.
Just unexpected.
Yeah.
No, but I love shit like that. Like where you're just like, I'm sorry, what did you say the price was? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Especially because like I have a great concept of that moment now because the other day I watched the day the Earth stood still, and there's that scene where the dude's like, yeah, we use diamonds as currency to the kid, and he's like, can I give you diamonds for your $2? And the kid's like, you wanna? Sorry, what? You want to do what? Yeah, no, yeah. No, yeah. So you gonna give me these diamonds for $2? All right, man. Feel bad for you. Like, and he just didn't know what to do. That he's like, yeah, don't tell my mom though. And he's like, why? He's like, she don't like when I steal from people, so I'm gonna put these in my pocket. Where it's like, you in your head, you swindled someone so hard that you tell the truth.
You think you stole from someone? That's glorious. But it was a very successful con, everybody, and I
It
know.
was so good.
I wish
and
that
I
you all
miss
go.
People.
Well, now you know what to expect when you go to the next one, and the next one, and then
I
also
know,
now you don't have
but-
to have an excuse when you tell bullshit friends of yours that you never want to hang out with them again because you're not cool like my real friends, bitch.
All right. Well, okay.
Whoa.
0 to 100 real quick.
Fucking calm down there, Skippy.
Oh.
No, but it was so good, and it was like everything that I could have possibly expected, and like more than I expected, and everything that I could have ever possibly wanted from a con, and it was so good. And like I was overwhelmed at first because I've never been to a con, like let alone a fucking out of state con, and met so many people. But like it was, and you all treated me very nice. And so-
Honestly, as a
I'm
real
proud of
talk though, you
everyone
handled it
for
great. You handled yourself great. You had a good time, I think.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
great time hanging out with you. You're a cool kid.
Yeah.
Some people lose their shit when they get around people and then they just leave. I'm not even joking. It happens sometimes. Okay. Like,
No, because like I trust you guys to fucking be good about stuff and like take
Well-
care of me. So
Yeah, and there's always.
but you didn't need taken
sometimes-
care of. That's the beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like sometimes we get people, like even younger people, that come into the group, and then they think that because we're, like, I wouldn't even classify us as a rowdy bunch. I mean, we're, but like because maybe they see like the name Drunk Kids Gaming or whatever, and they see like how much everybody drinks.
Yeah.
And like they think that they can kind of just go wild and stuff and do whatever. And I mean, everybody in our group usually conducts themselves pretty well. Like we don't. I was the only person that got in trouble with the cops this weekend, so I just want to let that sink in. And
The homeowner.
yeah, and so like
the homeowner.
so
No
I think
fistfights.
that's a good thing that that nobody. We didn't have to worry about anybody causing trouble for anybody else or anything like
Yeah.
that. Everybody polices themselves pretty well. Everybody takes care of themselves. Everybody knows how to get from one place to another. Like we had people driving people around, but if that wasn't available for some reason, people knew how to call their own lifts, and so it's
Yeah, and that was my biggest sort of like hang up about it before I actually got to the thing, right? Is like I've never been without a parent before. I only have my brother here. And like having him there was like a really good sort of emotional and mental support.
Mhm.
I think I would have done worse if he wasn't there. Because I've never been like in a different state on my own before. but I handled things better than I thought I would, and that was the biggest sort of like fear I had, was like, oh no, I've never done this before. What if I get overwhelmed and shut down? But I didn't, and that's something that I'm sort of like
I won't
about.
I don't want to undersell our community at all, because I've been to other communities. Like, there is a nasty connotation that comes with the fact that, you know, we are drunk kids gaming and it's a drinking and blah blah blah. But like, as JVZ said, people wouldn't be here if they didn't handle themselves with at least some kind of respect and everything. And I've been around other groups where I'm like, oh yeah, this is what it's like with people that are just like, just the reason why there's a nasty connotation to drinking or partying or whatever is because some people are just dicks when they get like a fucking buzz. And we don't have that. I mean, at the most we have people that just kind of get introverted and shut down and stuff. So,
and to be fair, you did almost get into a fight.
To take care of everybody. and I went to really fight.
Didn't happen.
Any time. I will say this. Any fucking almost fisticuffs in our group are because somebody betrothed someone, and
that's actually
like, did you just wrong my man? Did you just wrong my man? Like, I will come at you sideways.
That is actually the second time during one of these that Curly almost got into a fight. The first time was the very first night that I met him in San Francisco.
Me and Miller.
Some guy walked by, and I think he like shoulder bumped somebody, and then he said something, and then Curly turned around immediately and was about to throw down.
Someone was going the opposite direction, hit one of our crew, and I don't remember who it was, but our person was like, "Oh shit, so sorry," and this other guy was like, "Yo, fuck you, watch where you're walking," like blah blah blah, and I was like, "We're going now, let's go." You do not, and like me and Miller were about to just go, and then Miller and I were like, "We gotta stop. It's okay. Like, we're gonna be okay." Like, everyone is saying, like.
See, that's that great thing, but like, if it happened with me and you in the same situation, someone else would have to be the person to be like, no, it's cool. Like, because I told you from 0 to 100. Like when we went to get hot dogs at the fucking last year's TwitchCon, or no, pizza.
Oh,
yeah, like,
yeah. So that time a fight did break out. But it wasn't involving any of us. But we still had to rescue a couple
everybody
of you guys
else,
because you guys were just standing there watching.
Like, don't
for some reason.
No, they've never been in the situation before. Someone asked about it. I didn't want to throw it under the bus, but so Panda's falling thing was Panda at some point.
Drunk
Panda just pre-gamed a little hard, and he was doing fine. He was actually doing fine, but he hit a fucking limit pretty quickly, and. So he tripped on his own foot and or I think a fire hydrant, and just he went down in that way you don't want to go down on, and hurt his leg. And
how could this happen to me?
And I felt bad because I was like, I know, because I've drunk with Panda before, and I've seen super drunk Panda, and Panda's perfectly fine to hang out with and everything, but he got that kind of you know, when you hurt yourself and you knew that it was avoidable, and you're just mad now because you know that you're in for 3 days of pain, and you're just
Panda gets serious self-hatred when he does stuff like that.
He started he fell down, and everyone's like, "Hey, you okay, man?" Like, helped him up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fucking fine." And I was like, "Oh
thing,
shit!"
Right? Here's the thing. So the other day, I was talking to somebody at work about that thing, right? And it's the thing where you do something, you fuck up, and you know you could have prevented it, and you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's. You're now in your head, and you're like, "How did you do? What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you fucking? You know, you're kind of having a domestic spout with yourself, but then someone else comes over and is like, "Are you okay? Is he yelling at you? And you're like, did he hurt you?" And you're like, "Yo, stay the fuck out of this. This don't involve you."
It is dead on exactly that. It's a personal thing where you're just you feel more betrayed to yourself than anything else, and it's just like. Oh, why do I have to do this?
Because I had that happen at work one time. Like, we have those the fucking lanyards that you wear that has your badge on it, and I went to hand somebody the thing to redeem their photos if they wanted to get them, but my lanyard got caught on the camera and yanked me because I went too fast, and then kind of choked me, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? How do you let these things happen? And the lady who's reaching for the thing, she's like, "Oh my God, are you?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. Here's your, all right, go, please. Let me have this moment alone."
My boss is the least helpful. He's a Greg, basically. I was sitting at the table and I fucking knocked over my drink that was right next to the keyboard right after I had replaced the keyboard because someone else had dropped water on my keyboard. And I had went to go sit down and I had missed the chair a little bit and I just fucking hit the water and it was like, and it just hit and it's just like, God fucking damn it. And I just got really mad. And he came out and he's like, yo man, what's up? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just gonna I'm like fixing the keyboard and I'm not you don't need to be involved with the thing that's going on right now. And he's a fucker that he knows he gets you, he's gonna push. And he's like, wow, you're really gonna let something like this get to you? You're gonna get really mad about this? And I'm like, I swear to God, I will hit you. I will hit you in your face. Like, don't just let it be. Let it be. It's gonna be fine. I'll drop this in a moment, but you need to let me have my internal fight before things fine. Right. But yeah, Panda basically he was cool for like a hot minute after that, and then he was like, I'm going to hotel. Fuck this. Like he's like, I'm gonna go deal with my leg. Like I'm fucking done.
God bless his soul.
And to his own credit, he came back the next day and he was like, yo, I fucking got too drunk. I slipped. My bad. And I was like, yeah, shit happens, man. But,
no, because like I was talking to him about it, and I was just like, well, when I first met you, you were super awesome. Got really drunk. Then we went back, and then you were just out, and we were just like, yo, whose man's is this? He's just gone.
It's good times. All right, I'm going to close out the show at this point.
Yeah, wrap it up.
I'm gonna do. I mean, this is
the rest of these cookies.
Well, what I wanted to do is one final. So I just organized my photos while we were talking. This isn't all of the photos, but this is everything that's in my phone right now. So they'll just do a quick little montage through the journey that was TwitchCon.
Good time to cry.
This is my trunk with wood. So this is the only book or only paper I had in my car, and we needed to start the fire right away, and no one was here yet. So that's why we started the fire, and that's where the book stayed. Okay, and then Steve put a bunch of wood on it, and it stayed there, and then it caught on fire. Whatever. It was already catching on fire here, if you noticed that.
Yeah.
But we were like, I wonder if we can start the fire before Steve gets here, and we just did. So it was great. The big thing was this is the lighter that's right here underneath the book. That was really hot when I pulled that away. That was my last contribution. There's Jenga. There's Angry fucking Johnson. Hold on. I gotta just look at that motherfucking that motherfucker. That piece of trash, garbage man. Just let's look at.
Imagine that guy walking up to your table and screaming, "Get out!"
Yeah. Oh, I was so mad at him. All right, there's us hanging out, being cool kids.
It's me.
There's us at the aquarium. JV's balls. There's me and some kind of penguin. Just living the life. I'm puffing. There's my sister texting me during the con. It's like, all right, this is my sister. I haven't talked to her since January, but this is what I get.
Yeah.
There's bonfire stuff. Everyone's there.
Fucking losers.
Oh yeah, this is when you were giving your torch speech.
Yeah, Steve brought a stick out at the last second, and then the stick kept going out, so I panicked and I didn't know what to say, and then I just was like, whatever, everyone's cool, I love you. Kept trying to relight it.
That tiny little bit.
Yeah.
It gets me every time. It's so small.
The world's shittiest Olympic torch.
I don't know where this was. Hot dog place.
Yeah, hot dog place.
It's jury. Jury at the hot dog place. It was like great times. Apparently a double. And then my phone said, "Oh, here's Onesie Girl.
Oh, no.
Onesie Girl." Taking photos with Onesie Girl at different times in the night. This motherfucker kept trying to get in on this shit. This motherfucker didn't have it. Also, oh shit, I know who he is because he's in this next photo. This motherfucker. This is how you dissuade a guy. By the way, I started talking with him. I'm pretty confident, and I don't know how much this is true, but I was like, yo, y'all dressed up. Like, what were you doing here? And he was like, yo, I actually work for one of the companies here. I'm just trying to promote stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, like, I play a lot of games. And I was like, what are you trying to promote? And he's like, oh, Heroes of the Storm. And I was like, your game's stupid, and you're stupid for it. And I walked away from him afterwards. I was like, yep, sorry. I was like, I don't want your
I'd have
loot.
bought into it.
I don't want your fucking loot codes. There's Spear 76. There's the beautiful name tag. Sorry, audio listeners, this is going to be a very strictly non-audio bit. I mean, Video only. There, if I got to see Ashley and more, apparently he has one face that he makes. Jury. Just a different. He could have been photoshopped into this one back here.
Yeah, it's just flipped.
It just flips. Look at this guy. That's glorious.
This motherfucker.
But yeah, so we found the Soylent truck, and I talked up my shtick about Soylent, and we got multiple.
Yeah, and then you went on your big fucking you have your speech memorized by this point.
I'm really passionate about Soylent. I love them.
I know you're really passionate about Soylent.
I could have run that truck better than they did. I was so much more passionate about Soylent than any of them. Like I could have been fucking just doing backflips and shit.
I was the one that brought Soylent to the group, and even I walked by and I was like, "Nah, I'm a powder guy."
I'm a powder guy. This is when we went to Jamie and John's booth,
shit.
and they had a sign that said up, "See y'all tomorrow."
And we thought that meant that they were gone for the rest of the day, but they were actually just late. And we got so sad because that was the reason we went there.
Well, so me and JVZ had a theme. We were going for disappointed, how dare you? And then PetVet just forgot about the theme and was like, hey, photo! Yeah! Well, I'm in my boy band now.
I have a thing. I have a theme. I have an aesthetic. My aesthetic. I can't.
And then we did actually get to see Jamie. There's a lot of she made me keep taking more, and we could figure out. There's Mike TV. He threw me a straight kiss. And then this is Frisk was like, I'm too busy to talk to you. I gotta go. And I said, I'm taking a fucking quick selfie. And she stopped and goes, oh wait, what? And this one happened. And then she did a hair flip. And then she was very pissed off that I didn't let her continue doing a hair flip. Oh, I deleted those. Never mind. They were very angry faces. By the way, they were very angry faces. And then there's Scene of Action doing his fucking on the Twitch stage shit, looking like a bro. There's we got to see April at some point. Managed to get some time with the old kid. Eating a fucking gross fucking, I don't know, what is this fucking food that you chew, I guess? I don't know, man. It's weird.
Oh my god, is that Sam Hears?
Yeah, right. I was thinking it's like a Miller when he lets his shit go. But yeah, same face as before. This is more Photoshop. This is on the boat. I met up with Avalon Star, everyone's favorite. This is Bork's sippy cup. I met up with him. I really gotta see him because I don't know, and he's one of the most genuine guys I know. The Avalon Star guy.
We saw him in the line and he was really cool. And it was good to meet him.
It was good to get to talk to him outside of a group thing where he's expected to be on something, and I'm just like, hey man, you're a really good guy.
Just hanging out with him was really awesome. Glad we did.
Snapping photos. And that's the end of it. That's the last drink I had before leaving. A delicious pomegranate.
We took so many photos in IKEA. It was the best ever.
Yeah.
But you weren't there, so you wouldn't know.
I'd like to. I mean, I say this every con. I'd like to have a place that we post all photos to, but even me, between my phone and my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter, I don't know. I don't even know how to get them all. To be honest, I don't know how to put them all in one unit. One day.
I mean, there's ways to do that.
I'm sure there is.
I say I would take that up, but I don't want to.
Well, I mean, look how long it took just to get us the photos that we were most excited for, which was TwitchCon last year's prom, and it wasn't even until July the next year we were like, oh shit, look what I remembered is on my drive. Here's all the photos, and that's not even all of them.
Well, that's also because I had to edit some of them, and I was just like,
yeah.
And I got through a good chunk of them, and then I started posting them, and I posted them in batches on Flickr, and I was like, all right, I just gotta let my computer do that, and then that was 1,000 photos or something, and then at some point I opened my laptop and I was like, there are different pictures on there than are on here. Nope, I don't give a fuck.
Punk Instagrammed me the drink that I was Instagramming. This is right after Skateboard Bro, so this is where I was at that point.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good night.
Yeah, I'd like to. I don't know what's the protocol anymore. If you tell me throw your photos at my email and I'll put them on something. If you have anything you want to share that you can pull off your Instagram, because I think it's you have to use an application to steal stuff from Instagram. anyways. So if you
Alright,
have,
if you post it yourself, you can download it.
well, I can do my own, but I can't get everybody else's. So if you
Yeah,
have if
you
you have
can't do
something
it,
you
no.
want to be on the I'm gonna make a WordPress page for Hangouts. We've got enough of them at this point that we should have this categorized and memorialized forever. Like so. Toss shit at me if you've got it. Just dump it on me, even if they're not fucking the right size or whatever, and I'll just throw them up on a thing. Like, don't just link them in chat and then think that I've got them. Like, you know, like do it in my face. All. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I know this is a little bit of an inside baseball show, but we're an inside baseball community, so thanks for coming along the journey. This was, just a
No,
fun.
it's good. It was nice. It was chill. It was awesome.
A fun love us, because you should go to conventions with us. If you've ever been worried about interactions with social people or worried if you'll fit in, trust me, as long as you're not a douchebag, you're going to be fine. And even if you
I
are,
am
as
like
long as you're
12
respectful.
years old, and I had a really good time. So
That's from a real life juggalo.
Trish drank a cup of half
You're-
and half, and the
you're
community still
banned.
embraced her. So
I'm gonna end on that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sad I didn't get to go, but I love that we have all the stories that we can tell forever.
I'm sad you didn't get to go.
Cool. For the audio listeners, that's how we end a podcast.
Fucking fuck. It's fine. This kid
Hearing
is
the
gonna lean
size
into
in
this
real
shit
life
for the
is really hard.
rest of the fucking for the rest of my life.
Love you, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're doing the last 2 days of Halloween, tomorrow and Tuesday. Tomorrow we're
Yeah.
playing with Sam.
Get those Overwatch loot boxes.
Tomorrow we're
Forever.
playing.
Fuck. I haven't played Overwatch since like day one of the event.
Tomorrow we're playing with Sam, and then Tuesday maybe we'll do a community thing to say goodbye to Halloween. I don't know
Yeah,
yet.
are we doing Warframe? What the fuck is that game called?
Dead by Daylight?
Tom Clancy's.
No. Anyways, the music's stopping.
Motorsport
Goodbye. I love you,
Manager.
everyone. Shut up.